Recording. Good. Desktop. Okay, this one. Okay. So speak louder.
Okay, good morning everyone. We'll start the lecture here. So as I sir mentioned, so this is an overview of the HIP98 database. So if you don't know, HIP98 is a comprehensive dataset on the musculoskeletal loading at the hip joint. So the content for the presentation is we'll talk about some introduction, then we'll go about the activities, then the measurement of forces at the hip joint, then the calculation of muscle and joint forces. Then we will talk about how you can download the data. Then there are some further readings, some research papers, and other materials that will be helpful. So HIP98 is a data set, as I mentioned. It's not one study, it is a combines 4 studies. So first one is from a group called Bergman group. They actually experimentally measured the contact forces at the hip joint using a particular instrumented processes. Then the another study is about calculating the musculoskeletal forces. That study is conducted by Heller and Duda group. Then another one is gait analysis. So this is a numerical method in order to calculate the musculoskeletal forces. Then another study by Morlow that actually calculated what are the frequency of these activities in different patients. So the big question, what is the database contains? So it contains the forces acting at the hip joint during the most common activities. So it also includes the gait analysis data, which means that the kinematic and kinetic data during different activities. Then the calculated muscle forces during these activities. Then the EMG signals in order to calculate what is the muscle is activating or deactivating during that particular movement. Then the number of frequency of different activities. So the activities involved in this database is slow walking, normal walking, fast walking. Then there is stair up activity, stair down activity, standing up, sitting down, standing, knee bend, etc. So in total there is 7 and 7 plus 2 in 9 activities. Then it is being carried out on 4 different patients as shown here. I think 3 of them are male and 1 is a female subject. So hip replacement, as you might already know, there is there must be an impaired hip joint and it is replaced by a hip and a semicircular, hemispherical shape and the hip implant in order to restore the joint. So the measurement of hip joint contact force is being carried out using a particular instrument. Instead of the normal the hip joint, there will be some instrumented hip joint will be used in order to calculate those forces at the joint. So the basic idea of the study is compare the instrumented implant measurement with the calculated forces using inverse dynamics method. So the first part is the measurement of forces, as I mentioned earlier.
Give time to the slides.
There will be some instrumented implant. There is some cross section of this particular type of implant commonly available. The first one is the first type of implant. As you can see here, there are some instruments, particularly at
telemetric device.
Yeah, telemetric device at the top of the implant, or it can be another part, another sections of the implant, or another part of the implant. So here will be some transmitter circuit, electronic circuit, and power data going, etc. in order to power and transmit the data.
This is specially made for this measurement. Implants are not available like that.
Okay, special type of implants. So in an instrumented implant, there are some This is an example of instrumented knee implant working. The data is being measured and transmitted, which can be received in some computer and can be analyzed. So estimation of muscle forces, as I mentioned in last slide, there will be some musculoskeletal models, and the human movement is being recorded and it is being transmitted to it is being used in order to calculate the musculoskeletal forces at the joints. Usually the musculoskeletal models apply the mechanical principle, and it involves a bone, muscle and ligament in order to estimate the internal loading conditions. This is from the last slides. There will be some experimental markers on subject during the gait analysis, and these markers is being used in order to calculate, in order to measure the forces. So estimation of muscle forces involves a few steps. One is the inverse kinematics, then called inverse dynamic, and static optimization methods. So the inverse kinematics need input from the musculoskeletal model, marker trajectories, and this will calculate what is the joint angles during a particular movement. Then the inverse dynamics method involves the musculoskeletal model and the joint angle that is being calculated from the inverse kinematics method. Then the external load data in order to calculate the joint moments. So this calculation we have done in the last lectures. So the next step is the musculoskeletal model or static optimization method, which involves the musculoskeletal model, joint angles and external loads. This step will calculate what is the muscle forces and activations during that particular movement. This is overall schematic of the inverse dynamic method. There will be HIP98 data set, which is gait data and the force data. And from inverse kinematics method, we will get the angles between the links.
Joint angles.
Between the links. Then we can calculate what is the velocities associated with each link and the acceleration associated with the links. Then using the equations of motion, we can find out what is the moments and the reaction forces at the joints. Then using the musculoskeletal geometry and the inverse static optimization methods, we can calculate what is the muscle forces that are responsible for that net moment and the reaction forces. So like I mentioned earlier, this is an inverse dynamics schematic. So there will be 3 links at the foot segment, at the lower limb segment. So at each joint, there will be some moments.
And reaction.
Then the external force is usually being applied at the foot stem. Then these lines represent the actuator or the muscles in that particular lower limb.
Initially, there is no muscle.
Yeah. Then, like I mentioned earlier, there will be each segment which need to be considered separately. Our objective is to calculate what is the reaction at the proximal part of the limb. So here the known is Rn. If we know the Rn, we can calculate the Rn minus 1 or the reaction at the knee joint. Like I mentioned earlier, there will be the equations of motions. The forces acting is
slowly and give stress on what you are highlighting.
So let's consider the tibia segment. There will be mass into acceleration, the initial force. Then there will be the weight acting in downward direction. Then the muscle forces will be acting on different part of the tibia. Then there must be some external constraint. The angles are not allowed to move in all directions. There will be some constraints. And our known variable is Ri plus 1. And our unknown variable is Ri, which is the reaction at the proximal part of the limb. Now come to how you can download the HIP98. There will be
Slow.
particular site called OrthoLoad. You can Google it. You can find out this particular page on the Google. Here you can see there is a download option of the HIP98. So here you can download a zip file and you can install in your Windows 7 or Windows 10 computers. And this is for the HIP90 HIP join. There will be another database on the knee joint as well. So this will be the download of files on HIP98.zip file. So if you extract that file, you can see there is one data folder and there is one HIP98.exe file. So if you run the HIP98.exe file, all the data you can see in a visual form, like the reaction forces, what is the activities the person is being carried out, and so on. The gain measurement data is provided in this particular folder. So if you open that folder, you can see. Sorry, if you open that folder, you can see what is the marker position and all this measured data used from the gait analysis. So this is the GUI of the HIP98. So you can see there is some visual representation of the reaction forces. So this is the hip, the femur bone, and you can see this is the vertical component of the forces, or sorry, joint reaction forces in the vector form. Then the first column will represent the different activities and yeah, the position of the limbs and so on. So this is the data file. If you go to the data, gait and force folder, then there will be the HSR is the patient number, WN stand for the walking, 1 stand for the trial number. So if there is 5 trial, you can see HSR WN 1 to 5 files there.
HSR is patient.
HSR is patient data, patient name.
Patient name and then normal, walking normal.
Yes.
Walking normal, first trial.
Yes. So you can see there is the time column and different column names here. So here, if you go here, this GUMA, so that stands for one muscle, or sorry, one position of the marker, and so on. So there is a time dependent data. So the notation of the gait data file, if you go to the C HIP98 HSN data.txt, you can see different column names. If you want to decode that, you go to that HIP.exe folder, I mean HIP.exe program. Then if you come to the gait analysis, then you can see what is the different notations used in those files. So the general description and variable names and the list of all variables, all data is available here. So if you want to decode that particular file, you would come here and look up. So like I mentioned earlier, the notation of the data file in general is like this. The patient name comes first, then the activity, trial number.txt. That is the name of the file. So the patient name will be different, average patient or HSR, PFL, KWR, IPL, stands for different patients. Then activities, 9 activities, it would come, walking in different speed, sitting up, sitting down, so on. Then the trial number, and so on. So here you can see what is the meaning of different column names. Here you can see the GLUMA stand for gluteus maximus. EO, that's an EMG data, and so that there are different column names, and what is the meaning of the different column names? You can find it here in this particular file in that GUI. So other useful information, like I mentioned earlier, there is OrthoLoad. There is another data files also available. If you go to the database column, you can find that it is not only for the hip joint, you can find another joints as well, especially the knee and shoulder and so on. And also you can find the manual here. There is more information available here in this particular ortholot.wiki.com. You can see how the general information on how these variables are being measured and so on. There is another YouTube channel as well called Ortholot. You can see how different activities is being carried out, how the measurement is being carried out and so on. There is another software called OpenSim available for the musculoskeletal simulations. You can download it from this particular site, sim.tk, Confluence Stanford.edu. You can download the documentation as well as the software from this particular site. So there are some important lectures associated with this HIP98 data. The first one is which is given here, hip contact forces and the gait patterns.
Papers.
Yes, from the routine activities. So this particular paper is from Bergman and Group. You can download it from the Google. If you type the name of the journal, the name of the paper, you can download it. So another one is from another group of called Heller, musculoskeletal loading condition at the hip during walking and straight climbing. So you can download these papers directly from the website. So that is an overview of the presentation. So if you have any doubt associated with this, you can ask now.
Sir, we didn't understand, sir. Like, could you please go a bit slow? I mean,
which part?
Sir, everything was so fast. I mean, all the slides.
Okay, I'll just go to the important ones. I hope that you understand this part, right? The HIP98 data.
You highlight Ortholot.
I'll go to that particular.
Can you see your presentation? Share content.
Okay, I hope that you understand this part, HIP98 data. Then there will be a folder called data where you can find.
When they extract it, then this will be formed. No.
When you extract that zip file, you can see there is some data folder and the .exe folder. Okay, so the data folder contains all the HIP98 measurement data, like the gait data, the EMG data. So all this data is contained in this particular folder in a separate text file. And if you open this HIP98.exe, you can see a GUI version of this file, where you can visually see what is the reaction forces, what is the segments, and what is the position of the segment as a function of time. So this is the .exe version. So when you open that another folder, the data gait and force data, there you can see different text files in a what I would say in an Excel format. There will be some x-axis, then another columns. If you want to know what is the meaning of this another columns, you have to go to this HIP98.exe program. Then you come to this gait analysis section. Then we can see what is the general description here, or the variable notation, all the variables. So if I open one of these, like the general description, then it will say there is the name of data is something like this in this format. The patient name comes first, then the activities, then the trial number, then .txt format. So as I mentioned earlier, there is 4 different pages. Then there is 9 different activities. Then maybe trial number, it may start from 1 to 5 or 1 to 7, something like that. So if you want to know what is the meaning of these columns, you can go to the another. You can go to this one, variable notations. Then it will say what is the meaning of these columns, and so on. So this information will be useful when you download the data. It is much easier to understand. So these things you can easily follow. The what is orthoload, another online resources. When this slide is being shared, you can easily follow.
Don't shuffle so much. Extend it.
Yeah.
So this is YouTube users, orthoload.
Yeah, orthoload.com, then orthoload on YouTube.
No, for YouTube you can get a user's guide of orthoload.
YouTube, there is an orthoload channel there. When you open the YouTube and type orthoload, it will bring you to that particular channel. And there is one called simtk.conference. So this is an this is an OpenSim software.
OpenShareware.
OpenSim is a musculoskeletal modeling software. So if you want to go further, like if you are doing some projects or something, it will be helpful to follow this particular guide. And in general, it is very helpful. You can download it from that sim.tk.
But not at this moment. I will tell them later.
Yes. So that is the overall presentation.
Go there. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll hand over to.
Yeah, give me. And I tell them one by one to confuse about this. Yeah, hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me summarize it a bit. Okay. First, you should download the 2 papers, Bergman-Heller, the papers that are shown in this presentation, right? So you'll get to know the coordinate system of the link segment, okay? Concentrate on HIP98, okay? Based on your knowledge, you can go back and forth with the inverse dynamics theory and how static analysis is done, then how dynamic analysis is done. And then, in the kinematic measurements using the 3D motion capture system, the markers, as Basil said, that the first sort of kinematic data would give you the joint angles, okay? Then from joint angles, you further use it with the inertial parameters. You calculate the sort of reaction forces, moments, joint moments, reaction forces. Then you further use it for other calculations. Other calculations means the other joints associated with the link. In that situation, we are not bringing in the muscle forces. The muscle forces are calculated using the static optimization technique in the inverse dynamics module. Correct? So there we will use the physiological cross-sectional area. Then we will do the optimization, and then we will find out the muscle. Okay. If you look into HIP98, you will see there are calculated data and there is measured data. Now, from the instrumented implant, see, instrumented implant is not common implant. It is an implant which has been instrumented for a special measurement purpose for the project. But implants available in the market are purely implants. They are not instrumented. Did you get my point? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is a special purpose, very, very special purpose implant which has been tailor-made from with telemetry devices so that you directly get the joint reaction force for a particular activity, say normal walking, fast walking, stair climb, staring up, staring down, sitting up from a chair, sitting down on a chair. So for different activities, what will be directly the measurement? Okay. Now, from your musculoskeletal system, you can also calculate joint reaction forces. Okay. At the end, you compare the calculated values with the measured values. Okay, that you will see when you open up HIP 98 and slowly get used to the data and the resources, then you will see these two comparisons very well presented. Okay, so one part, the instrumented implant will give you directly the joint reaction forces. Okay, but don't confuse it with the 3D motion capture system. 3D motion capture system will give you kinematic data. From the kinematic data, you can calculate many parameters or many other variables. Rather, this joint angle, this joint forces, moments, which will be further used to calculate later on, applying the principle of inverse dynamics for the muscle force calculation. So the 3D motion capture system helps you with some kinematic data. Combined with the inertial parameters of a particular limb segment, you can calculate the joint moments and joint reaction forces for a particular limb segment. Okay? Anything else?
So like we didn't understand what we have to do with the software. I mean, how using it and
No, first thing is that you have to study. First you have to download and how they are they are performing the calculations, what they are measuring. Because the term project, you have to come up with the whole scheme, what you have understood. Okay, how the forces are calculated in case of a musculoskeletal system. Do you get my point? So first you have to have a thorough understanding what has been done in HIP 98. So perhaps next week we'll give you, you take your time to go to download HIP 98 and also visit the OrthoLoad site and try to get hold of what is the content in it. Unless you get hold of the content, you don't know what you need to measure, what you need to calculate. Okay, so a clear understanding of the HIP 98 would help you in preparing a report that would contain in detail how this musculoskeletal system of forces and moments are calculated for a particular, say, movement. Okay, say for example, walking, normal walking, say for example, fast walking or stair climbing, take a particular movement and you have to explain, derive and explain how this, with mechanics, of course, that how we can calculate joint forces, moments, as well as muscle forces. This is the ultimate objective. Okay?
Sir, in yesterday's and today's lecture, like it was so far that we couldn't understand much of it. So will this continue? I mean,
Yeah. So you have to give time. So first, tomorrow you give the, see, these are going on, continuously for, I have started at the elementary level mechanics, then we had introduced the, for different postures, how this mechanics is changing. Then inverse, basic principles of inverse dynamics. Again, we come back to a more complex system. Yesterday's lecture, I have given a summary. Basil has given you some more in-depth calculation. There are problems. So you have to refer to the book. Okay, it is not difficult because you all have gone through the course kinematics, isn't it? You know how to find out joint reaction forces and moments in a kinematic link, isn't it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the examples are given, problems and examples are in the lecture which I have uploaded yesterday. You have to give some time. You have to give devote some time. Then I don't think it is too difficult to understand.
sir, it's not, sir, not that. I mean the lectures were very fast today. I mean, and yesterday the second part.
Yeah, what? No, that was it too difficult for you to